We will call the June second meeting on the city council. Please rise for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Councilmember Alexander.
I'm here.
Councilmember Brannan.
Here.
Councilmember Brinker.
Here.
Councilmember Conklin.
Here.
Councilmember Missouri.
Here.
Councilmember Stevenson.
Here.
Mayor Long.
Here. Approval of minutes from the May 19th regular meeting.
I will second.
Motion floor and a second. Do I have any questions or comments on the motion? Put it on, please.
Councilmember Alexander.
Yes.
Councilmember Brannan.
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. Public comments and requests, anyone in the public? And. All right, we'll move on to 4B, use of North Bedford from East Main to Jordan's Alley by Uncle Albert Secretary.
This is the second reading of the street closure for Uncle Albert's. This will be from North Vesper to, on North Vesper from Main Street to Jordan's Alley on July 19th and 20th, August 2nd and 3rd, August 16th and 17th, September 6th and 7th, and October 17th through 19th for cornhole tournaments. And I'm working with them for all required paperwork and permits, and public works as well. And, there is not music, it's just the cornhole and then the homecoming event in October, so.
Do I have a motion?
I move approval.
I will second.
Motion for and a second. Any questions on the motion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Alexander.
Yes.
Councilmember Brannan.
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 4C, use of Overland Skate Park, July 27th.
Box 125 and the Branching Out Skate Park Tour is requesting the use of the skate park on July 27th for a skate contest and vendor fair from 12 to 5 p.m. There will be food, vendors, and skate contests, and I'll work with them for all their paperwork in this.
Motion.
So moved.
Motion floor, second. Any questions or comments?
I just have a question. Will the majority of what's going on there now be done then?
It shouldn't affect it, but they are aware of that. I know I was already reached out and spoken.
Yeah. Cause I know parking is such an issue over there. Even when the T-ball field and like they had their baseball weekend, parking was atrocious, so that would be my only concern.
Think it should by that, I'm not gonna jinx it.
Any other questions? I will say this is something that's been going on
I think it's a great
for 5
idea.
years.
Yeah.
Since the old skate park was there, they'd like to do something like this. We're gonna have something. It's nice to see
I
this.
think they had a couple, so this is, it's just blown under the radar, but.
Yeah. this is
So,
for
yeah.
Fall, like,
Yeah.
I remember the one with the hot dogs, you know, but this seems to be much more involved, so. Anyways, call for the vote.
Councilmember Alexander.
Yes.
Councilmember Brannan. Yes. Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin. Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yeah.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 4D, use of Hannah and Petty parks.
The Eastern States Trail Endurance Alliance is requesting the use of Hannah and Petty Park May 8th through 10th of 2026 during the Eagleton Trail Festival. The festival takes place at the Sons of Italy campground, but they're requesting for Hannah and Petty as overflow parking and then tent camping at Petty Park. And that's like if they need it, they have hundreds of people that come in for this event, so they want to shuttle from the other parks as well. So I'll work with them, and this would require a resolution as
Question.
we loaned another park out recently, and we said no open fires. So that applied to this to be a learning. Will we have our restroom open, or will they bring porta potties in,
We will not have the restroom open in Petty.
right? So they need to make those arrangements, because.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
Other than, I'll move approval.
Thank you. Go ahead, second.
I will second.
Okay, Council.
Other than we should change the spelling in the top of that form to, instead of Eagle Trial.
Oops.
We should change it, correct. It's a trial, the event is a trial for sure,
Yeah,
but
Well, the important thing is on the agenda is.
you're exactly right. On the agenda, it is correct. I apologize.
All right, we have a motion for and a second. Any other comments or questions? Call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Alexander.
Yes.
Councilmember Brannan.
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. Do we have any other requests?
We had none, Your Honor.
Okay, well, we have anything under unfinished, there's nothing listed, there's nothing.
Although the city always has unfinished business, there isn't any that rises to council action.
Fair enough. We'll move on to new business. 6A, consideration Brian Burngard as a relief driver for Citizens Hope.
The Lock Haven Fire Advisory Board is recommending Brian Brungard to fill the vacant relief driver position at Citizens Hope.
Motion, right?
Also,
Second.
Motion for and a second. Any questions or comments on the motion?
Councilmember Alexander.
Yes.
Councilmember Brannan.
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson.
yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 6B, audit of the city Lock Haven Authority.
This is for council's information. First, you have the audit of the Lock Haven City Authority, which is a component unit of the city of Lock Haven. This audit is both individual and will appear incorporated into the total city audit. That is also true of the Lock Haven Area Flood Protection Authority, which is a blended component unit. So they have both an independent audit and their audit will appear as part of the general city audit.
6C, audit of the one, you guys already touched on that anyways.
Yes, due to a resignation from CEDACOG, we got bumped 1 week or one council meeting. So what was to take place this evening will actually take place next meeting and so on.
Okay, so D is not. We have any other new business?
I had none, Your Honor.
Anything from your committees?
I do. Abby left, but we had, on Friday, the Active Transportation Committee did a test bike ride around town with the goal, one of the goals being to connect the Bald Eagle Valley Trail from the Castania section to the city. And on the ride were one of the representatives from Harrisburg, Steve Gibson, and then 2 members of the Bald Eagle Valley Trail, Pete Smells and Wayne McCullough. We had a great ride till it started to rain, but it was nice. And one of the things they talked about was that they're working with Castania to actually put bike lanes coming across the bridge and coming around so that you have an actual place that shows where Castania is coming around. Castania has enough room to go all the way out onto Hannah Street. As soon as you hit the city limits, we lose that 3rd lane and not enough room to actually put a bike lane in. So we're looking at how can we actually designate a bike lane that gets you from the trail into the city and then actively moves you around the city safely on your bike. In addition, Friday night, we talked to a lot of people downtown about what were they looking for as far as biking, walking, skateboarding, those sorts of things within the city. And a lot of people talked about wanting it to be safer to ride your bike in the city, to having a designated lane. in some places for bikes. It's like, it's a great idea, but where?
Yeah.
And so, we talked to people about the alleys and about using the alleys for bicycling and things like that, and a lot of people had never thought of that. So it was a great suggestion, it was a really great opportunity to kind of show the city off to other folks and to, have a lot of good input from people who live in the community. Of course, Casey did a great job as always. And, we had a nice little table with, I thought, really interesting stuff. I thought it was a really great event. I think that the event downtown Friday night, even though it rained and there wasn't a ton of people, was an awful lot of fun. Fire department, police, all did a great job.
Anyone else?
The library has reopened their search for an executive director, so if anyone knows of a person who has a master's of library science degree that may be interested in being an executive director for the county library system, I know that they would appreciate them going to their website and finding the information.
Yes, sir.
Personnel update. I know at the last meeting you received some personnel update. I wanted to give you some more good news. Isaac Hawley has been hired as a semi-skilled laborer in the Public Works Department. He's going to begin on the 9th of June. David Demko has been hired as the maintenance foreman, which is the chief mechanic. And he has all the certifications and credentials. He's formerly been employed with both Hawbaker and Penn State University in that position. And he begins on the 16th of this month. And then a gentleman named Matt Croak, who happens to be sitting right here, will be starting as the city's public property foreman on the 9th of this month. So we did have some vacancies and a lot of those are being filled in right now, which is fantastic.
You look like you.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, we have our new website up. Went and looked at that today. And it's very nice, very clean, and it's much easier to navigate versus the old one. So that's exciting to see as well.
Nice job. Yeah, great job.
We actually, Casey and I demoed a product today. Like when you go to a commercial website and it pops up and says, "Hi, can I help you?" The little chat bot in the corner. We viewed a product today that can help people on our current website find those particular items, but it's also something that you can interact more on a feeling of one-on-one. So if we had a boil water advisory or we had a tree down, something like that, any of the foremen would be able to basically record themselves in a video saying, here's what's going on Commerce Street right now. That's why it's closed. So if you went to our website and typed in the box, what's happening on Commerce Street, you'd actually get the video of that person for 30 seconds to give you, which is kind of like integrating TikTok, so to speak, into our website. But it was a pretty awesome project that they've been working on. It's two gentlemen who lost their positions at Twitter along with everyone else. And so they created this product to make it easier for people to use governmental websites and have a face to put with some people who work in government, which is often what's missing.
Anything else?
There was a great article in the paper about Councilwoman Brantley. The cat rescue. It was a nice article, so congratulations and thank you for your hard work in that project.
Anything else? Well, we should.
The motion to adjourn.